your bedtime?
You said!
Collect?
Just one?
Okay, which one would you like?
Severed fingers. Taken off corpses of dead enemy fighters in Afghanistan by American Special Forces. The bodies were unidentified, and we wanted to know if we had killed the terrorist leaders. So DNA samples were obtained from living relatives of Osama bin Laden and others, and compared with DNA taken from the digits.
Did we identify anyone?
No one important.
Unfortunately, that is correct.
So, we're looking at severed fingers. Why?
2 nights ago, the wife of a United States Army lieutenant was returning home from the grocery store near Fort Campbell, Kentucky, when she was attacked by a man with a knife. It was the 3rd attack on an Army wife in the Fort Campbell area in the last month.
Mommy!
Get back in the house!
The latest victim, although severely wounded herself, shot and wounded her attacker. He escaped, but he left some blood behind. Its DNA was run, and a perfect match was found. It matched this finger, taken off an Al-Qaeda corpse after the Battle of Tora Bora, 15 months ago.
A dead terrorist is killing Army wives?
No, sir. Not a dead one.
Identical twins.
Twin terrorists.
Yes, with identical DNA.
Sir, the National Security Council moved the meeting to 11:30, and the Deputy SecDef says it's urgent he speak to you before you go into plan strategy.
Against North Korea?
Against the State Department. Get him on the phone in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I used to think twins were cute.
These two aren't cute.
Brothers Salim and Hassan Qadir at an Al-Qaeda training camp 4 years ago.
Killing soldiers' wives, not soldiers.
Soft kills.
Their husbands are all in the 3rd Brigade combat team at Fort Campbell, just returned from duty in Afghanistan.
So it's retaliation.
That and more.
Exploit the enemy's fear of death and love of life. Demoralize him. Strike where he is most vulnerable. His economy, his culture, his family. It's the Al-Qaeda training manual.
You memorized it?
Just the dirty parts.
Which one's the dead one?
We don't know.
It doesn't matter. The FBI is canvassing Kentucky with those photos. Emergency rooms, pharmacies, hotels. He was shot. They'll find him.
Mr. Quinn,
Yes.
I'm a great admirer of yours. He served our country well as DCI.
Thank you, Agent.
Shelton.
But we're not hiring tonight.
Oh, no problem. I like my job. Qadir's on the 2nd floor, under guard.
Which one is he, Salim or Hassan?
Beats the hell out of me. He's not being real communicative. You want a crack? I read him his rights.
Did you?
Where was he?
Motel in Hopkinsville. Desk clerk recognized his picture.
Mr. Qadir, my name is Quinn. I'm here to ask you some questions.
Tell you nothing.
That is your Fifth Amendment right. No, wait a minute. You're a non-citizen combatant. You have no rights. So what's it about, Mr. Qadir? Why are you killing these women? Not talking. Fine. By the way, I'm sorry about your brother. Did you hear he died in a cave?
At least he died like a man, fighting other men.
Not like a worthless coward.
Attacking women and children in their homes.
You invaded our land. You killed our women, our children. You are the cowards.
Is this your revenge?
It is justice.
Sorry, sir. I just need to change the IV.
Even if you kill me, others will continue our work. And if you kill them, still others will rise to take their place.
What others? Who are they?
I don't know. And they don't know me. God will guide their hands as he guided mine.
Did he guide you to those soldiers' houses?
God provides.
How?
He tells me where they live.
Mr. Quinn,
How does he tell you where they live?
A list. A little list.
Where do you get the list?
From a friend. A good friend.
Where is this list?
Safe.
In a safe?
No. The list is safe.
you got awfully chatty in there. What was in the IV?
Sodium pentothal.
You realize everything he said, anything we find, will be inadmissible in court.
That's in a civilian court. Our friend is going to a military tribunal.
Look, I don't mind what you did. The nurse and all that. I just mind that you did it without telling me. Don't do that again.
Or
I'm liable to change my high opinion of you.
Here we are. The patient's stomach.
You swallowed a key.
can you remove it?
It'll likely come out on its own in a day or two. We can track its progress.
How many more women will be dead by then? Can you remove it?
Well, I'll need the patient's consent or a court order.
How about we put an endoscope down his throat, take a picture, maybe we can find a serial number or something we can trace.
All right. Nothing like a fresh perspective.
Last time I saw pictures like these, I was looking at my colon.
It's kind of disgusting in there.
Doctor said my colon was clean as a whistle. I thought he was going to propose.
Okay, we need the key.
What is that? Apple skin?
Lex.
All right. There. Key's pretty good in this one. Only part of the head's blocked by something. I can move it over, combine it with this shot. Adjust the contrast.
Zoom in.
Okay. Let me focus it a bit.
Do not duplicate. Milko ML4.
That's not a serial number.
It's number 4 in a controlled series made by a company called Milko. They'll know whom it was for. And we can get a copy made.
He must have been living here.
Well, I guess it's a lot cheaper than the Holiday Inn.
Safer than a cave. He had a rifle, but he used a knife.
Toilet paper, canned beef stew, Koran. Hey, Styles.
It's a list. Names and addresses. The wife of Lieutenant Kirk Walder is the woman who shot Goodyear. And this list sent him right to her house.
Is this published anywhere? An officer's club membership guide, elementary school, family directory.
Not with addresses.
The only fingerprints on here are Kadir's. Whoever handled this before was careful. The ink's from a big pen. 1 in 500 million.
Paper?
50% rag, 84 brightness. 1 of a billion. Handwriting's rounded. Very flowing. Stretch ligatures.
Overlaps. And letter shape.
Context sensitive.
Inclusion.
Written by somebody who learned how to write Arabic before English.
You can tell that?
What part of stretched ligature and context-sensitive letter shape don't you understand?
Right.
8 names, but in front of Walder, it says 10.
Well, is the top of the paper cut off, maybe?
No. 10 is the abbreviation for teniente. That's lieutenant in Spanish.
This is a list of soldiers. The unit that those men are in has been assigned to the new NATO anti-terrorist force, which is being organized by the Spanish Ministry of Defense. Its unit duty roster, including names and addresses, has been sent to Madrid last month.
So someone from Spain sent it to terrorists?
It's teniente.
No, there aren't any ranks by the other names.
Those are all enlisted men from Lieutenant Walder's platoon, sir, and he's the only officer.
I'd like to send our team to Madrid to trace the leaks by surveilling everyone who had access to that list.
Well, that would be the staff of the Spanish Ministry of Defense.
Our NATO ally.
We could get the Spanish authorities to cooperate with us.
And if we happen to speak to the wrong person, we just got word from Kentucky. Another Army wife was attacked 2 hours ago. She's alive, in critical condition.
Someone from this list?
No, they're all being guarded. But that's only a small section of the duty roster. Apparently other selections from it have been given to other killers. We only have one of them.
Well, Mr. Stiles, you better brush up on your Spanish.
I come bearing tapas.
What did you do? Go sightseeing on the way?
Glad you're here. You know how some people get cranky when they're hungry?
This is Spain. Restaurants take your order, then they bring you what they want when they want.
Our other installation team just finished this end of the building. That's 13 offices total with 74 people.
Well, that's everybody who's had access to the duty roster.
As chief of station here, I have to work with these people. This is a disaster waiting to happen.
It's a disaster that's already happened. We got soldiers in the butt ends of the world, living in snow or eating sand, just trying to do their job, while worrying about incoming artillery, suicide bombers, and trying to find a place to take a leak where they won't get their heads blown off. They don't need to be worrying about the safety of their families back home.
I know. But what if security sweeps find our listening devices?
This won't happen. The bugs are well hidden. Concealed in their own wiring. The transmission signal is modulated down the power line and broadcast outside the offices. There's no signal to detect on site.
Biggest surveillance operation since the end of the Cold War. And it's against an ally.
Langley signed off on it.
It's not Langley I'm worried about.
What the hell are you people drinking? You cannot bug the entire Spanish government.
Someone in that ministry is spying for terrorists.
So go to the Spanish counterintelligence people, work with them.
I understand that the State Department has different priorities
Yes,
than we do.
like holding together a worldwide alliance against terrorism that is essential for our national security. How do you think the Spanish will react when they find out we're
taking
spying
every
on
precaution.
Please. No secret keeps forever. And when this one gets out, have you read a newspaper lately? Kuwaitis we liberated are shooting at our troops. German officials are comparing our president to Hitler. We had to fight like hell to get NATO to join us in this anti-terrorism force. People don't like us.
I gather the ones murdering our soldiers' families aren't too fond. 4 women have been attacked, 2 are dead. What do you want us to do? Nothing?
There has to be another way. The Secretary of State has determined that we cannot risk alienating a major NATO ally. Effective immediately. Your fishing expedition in Spain is finished. I'm sorry, Tom.
Ms. Anaya, get me the president.
Gage talked to the White House about this?
Yes. Due to some concerns at the State Department, the president has personally ordered us to cease all operations in Spain.
Does he understand what we're
He
trying to...
expects us to follow his order, Mr. Stiles. To the letter.
So we're pulling the plug.
I didn't say that. We will simply cease all operations in Spain.
All right, what about the listening devices?
Going in to remove them would be an operation, wouldn't it?
And monitoring them?
Mr. Hayes' group isn't in Spain. They will continue to listen from here. Madrid is a fascinating city. Why don't you do some sightseeing?
Okay, so among the 23 civilians at the Defense Ministry who had access to the duty roster, we flagged 4 extramarital affairs, one of them homosexual, 2 bankruptcy risks, and a gambling addict.
I think that qualifies as an unusually upstanding group. How about the military people?
A corporal who likes to take ecstasy and go dancing, a lieutenant colonel partial to prostitutes, and a Sargento Juan Santiago, a ministry courier, who received this phone call an hour ago.
Departamento 7, Sargento Santiago.
Department 7. That's the Defense Ministry's secure courier, Sergeant Santiago.
María, ¿tienes el regalo?
It's Maria. Do you have the gift?
Te he dicho que no me llames aquí.
I told you not to call me.
Tráemelo al mismo sitio.
Bring it to me. The same place. Don't worry, they'll never know. Juan Santiago, born Seville, 1975. Joined the Defense Ministry 4 years ago. Father, an unemployed construction worker. Mother is Moroccan.
I got him. He's on the move.
Roger that. I'm pulling up the map.
Okay, I got you on my grid, headed south. I'm ready to follow.
What direction is Santiago heading?
East.
East will put you headed straight to the plaza.
Okay, he's about 20 feet in front of me. Entering the plaza.
There's a cab stand about 200 yards ahead of you. He could be going...
Stand by. We may have something. Confirm that. Subject has made contact.
Give us a visual.
Stand by for image.
Okay, coming through now.
Who's the girl?
Lex, can you run the woman through face recognition?
Sorry. No hablo Spanish.
You dropped your wallet.
Thank you, but it's not mine.
But, senor, I saw you drop it.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Centro Nacional de Inteligencia. Defense Intelligence.
Next time on The Agency.
Send Callan's team in.
One of their own is lost.
Where is he?
Matt, he's right behind you. Matt! Matt!
And agents are dispatched to find his killer.
The kidnapper's name is Ramil Polvin.
It's a mission that becomes personal.
You want him?
He murdered my friend.
I want to take him.
The Agency. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on HDNet.
Explore the supernatural this May on HDNet.
From the sublime
God's doing the news
to the inevitable to the inspired. If it's paranormal, we've got it this May. Drama gets a holy spin when God goes to high school on Joan of Arcadia and death works 9 to 5 on Dead Like Me. Take out-of-this-world talent and add a little earthly competition, and you've got the MLS on HDNet. Speaking of divine influence, May is Bonnaroo Music Festival month. World-famous bands find inspiration wherever they can get it. From in-depth news to explosive sports to memorable music, May means the best of HDNet. For more information, visit us at hd.net.
If you don't understand English, get a translator. I am an attorney on vacation, and I have been more than patient with your mistake, and now you have me handcuffed to a chair like some kind of criminal.
An attorney, Mr. Stewart.
Yes.
Running around Madrid with a sub-miniature video camera attached to your watch.
Yes. It's cool, isn't it?
And this 9.6 gigahertz 5-watt transmitter. Military specifications with encryption.
Now, do you know how to use that thing? Because I paid a fortune for it on eBay, and I can't get it to tune into ESPN.
Deputy Minister.
Coronel, is this the man?
Si.
Mr. Stewart, or whatever your name is. I am Efren Montez, Deputy Minister of Defense.
Great. Great, now we're getting somewhere. I'd like to file a formal complaint.
Why is the CIA following one of our military couriers?
I don't know what you're talking about, pal.
Coronel Obregon, have you received any notification of a CIA operation on our soil?
No, sir, I have not.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is it not your job to be aware of such things, even if you are not notified?
I have the man in custody.
Keep him in custody until he is deported. I will take this up with the minister, personally.
Wow. Tough boss.
And yours, Mr. Stiles? I understand Robert Quinn isn't exactly a sunny day at the beach. Is that the expression?
My name is Stewart. I mean, how many...
A.B. Stiles, born in 1970 to Frederick Stiles and the former Hannah O'Connor. 10 years in the United States Marine Corps, rising to the rank of major. You look very nice in the uniform. Left the Marine Corps 2 years ago, apparently to join the CIA.
And you're accusing us of spying on you?
How loud are the Spaniards yelling?
Loud. And the state's afraid they're going to get louder when they start finding listening devices all over their offices.
Who are we going to blame?
Me. I misunderstood the president's order. I miscommunicated to you.
The acoustics in this place are terrible. It's hard to understand what anybody's saying.
Hola. This is Colonel Obregon from the Spanish Intelligence Service. He has orders to expel us from Spain immediately.
But not just yet.
He spotted me because I was following Sergeant Santiago while he was following Sergeant Santiago.
Why were you following him?
A Spanish warship on anti-terrorist patrol was nearly attacked by a suicide boat as it put into Mombasa on port call. The fact that it was going into Mombasa was classified information.
You have a leak.
And Sergeant Santiago is a suspect.
See, he is one of 2 people who had access to that information.
And to our duty roster.
What about Sergeant Santiago?
It's not him. The package he delivered was a birthday present for his son. The mother has sole custody, so Santiago sends gifts through his sister.
So that leaves...
Efren Montes, Deputy Minister of Defense. Mr.
the colonel's boss?
And the one who ordered you expelled.
You expected to see him there.
I knew it was possible, but it is not convenient for me to investigate the deputy minister.
So we do it.
If I see you here after today, you will be arrested. Just keep me informed.
Efren Montez, member of a centrist party in the governing Spanish coalition. 20 years ago, he was a member of a splintered communist party, but seems to put all that behind him. After September 11th, he helped organize a candlelight vigil outside the American embassy. He went to North Korea last year and consented to a debriefing by our people in Madrid on his return.
Family?
Yes. Adalia Cancino Montez, his wife of 17 years. They met in the splintered Communist Party. Her father was a trade union organizer who was arrested, tortured, and murdered during the Franco dictatorship.
Did she go to the candlelight vigil?
No. She's taken part in demonstrations against American policy on Iraq, signed an open letter protesting our treatment of al-Qaeda prisoners at Guantanamo, and went on a friendship mission to Afghanistan when the Taliban were still in power.
Does Senor Montez ever take work home?
He's not supposed to take classified documents out of the office.
Neither am I.
Insistió, señora. I'm Mrs. Montes. Who sent you?
Mr. Pergament at the American Embassy. He told me that your garden was amazing. I've kind of been stuck here in Madrid. My husband is off finishing business in North Africa. Actually, he's my fiancé, but anyway, I thought that I would do a photo essay on the gardens of Madrid for a travel magazine that I've written for.
I don't know, Mr. Pergament.
Well, I met him while having my passport replaced. It was stolen right outside the Prado. I mean, there really should be police out
My
there.
garden is not at its best this time of year.
Well, I don't know. I think it looks great. Would you mind?
I don't think so.
Well, it wouldn't
I'm
take
sure
very much.
you'll do better elsewhere.
Well, all right.
Claudia will show you out.
Thank you for your time.
This way, please, señora.
Ahora España, a popular mass market newspaper. Senora Montes walked in with a story that made the front page column. CIA spying on minister's wife. Why, says Senora Montes? Because I dare to oppose the warlike bullying of the American administration. Any person of principle and national patriotism who opposes European subservience to America's crusade for oil and world domination must expect to be smeared and persecuted.
I don't suppose there's anything in there about her helping terrorists kill innocent women.
No, she didn't mention that. But she did mention the bug she found planted under her courtyard table.
She was supposed to find it. That was the plan. We were hoping she would lead us to her contact.
She didn't have to see her contact to warn him. All he had to do was read the damn paper.
And we can't go near her again. That'll it be proof that the Americans are harassing her. Or headlines.
It's her. She's the one who's been leaking the names.
And we can't touch her.
So, is this the dream team that's trying to undo 60 years of American diplomacy in Europe?
Come on, Martin. That Montez woman is playing politics.
Which is what we're supposed to be playing, Tom. It's politics that's holding together barely a worldwide coalition against terrorism. And that Montez woman is currently kicking our ass. Denouncing American arrogance and American warmongering to anyone who comes near with a microphone. Are you aware that Spanish ships are helping with anti-terror missions off the east coast of Africa?
Yes, we are, and she compromised that mission by leaking classified information.
Maybe she did. But you're never going to prove it now. And neither are the Spanish. The Spanish government can't afford to look like American toadies, bullying a Spanish patriot 6 months before an election. What exactly are your people in Madrid doing now?
Lying low.
Get them out of there. And without going near Mrs. Montez again. And don't bother calling the White House, Tom. The Secretary of State already dead.
For a diplomat, don't you think he's rather undiplomatic?
Actually, I think he was rather restrained.
Well, we can't just pack this up.
But what do you propose we do? Send our covert operatives on to Good Morning Madrid to debate Mrs. Montez?
Our prisoner, Kadir, might know something. He's still not talking. Mr. Hazley, can you get me more biographical information about him, about his family?
His family?
Yes. Does he have any living brothers or sisters or a dear gray-haired old mother?
This one's good. Calls us American shrimps.
Thugs. Gamberos means thugs.
I thought it meant shrimps.
In Italian.
Next time Terry goes out for food.
You know, there's probably a half a dozen cutouts between Mrs. Montez and the people that are attacking those women. Even if she told us everything that she knows, it might not lead us anywhere.
Lead us somewhere. It'd be a start. Terrorist with a knife, I know what to do with him, but an overeducated, high society, half-baked radical.
Whose father was tortured and murdered by a Spanish dictator we supported.
You're defending her now?
Explaining her. Aren't we supposed to understand the enemy?
Yeah, our enemies, I understand. She's supposed to be our ally.
It's a new world, Miles. There's lots of shadings.
Our president says countries are either with us or against us.
Well, I believe that Mrs. Montez probably took exception to that remark.
I want to talk to her.
We're supposed to stay away.
Colonel Obregon can set it up.
She's a political hot potato. He can't arrest her.
No, but he can't arrest us.
No. That's the woman. She's the one.
Colonel, I thought you had disposed of these people.
We had him, sir. She was in a lodge.
I'm sorry I deceived you.
As you may have heard, I was not deceived.
I only did it because it was very important. May I?
These were with her when we found her.
What are these?
Photographs of murdered women at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Helen O'Brien, shot in her living room. Tricia Shapiro, teacher. She was coming home from school with a mushroom pizza for dinner. Her 8-year-old son was with her. They shot him in the head.
Why do you show these to me?
Because we believe you're responsible for their deaths.
Colonel, what is going on here?
Someone in your organization leaked the addresses of American members of the NATO anti-terrorist force to the people who did this.
Mrs. Montez, in your disgust at European subservience to America's crusade for world domination, did you ever share information in order to support your opinions?
We know you marched against American policy in Iraq. You protested the treatment of Al-Qaeda prisoners.
Any civilized person would. So-called terrorists are beaten, tied in painful positions, and deprived of sleep. It was reported in your own Washington Post.
You like newspapers, Mrs. Montez. Did you ever give information to someone who said he was a reporter or a human rights activist?
How do we even know who these people are? How do we know the pictures are real? They are the CIA. I'm leaving.
Carl? I found them.
Found who?
Qadir's family. They're Saudi citizens, but they're in Yemen now, in a village with some cousins.
Good work.
What's going to happen to them when I tell Quinn?
I don't know.
Well, I'd kind of like to know.
Quinn will tell Qadir that we have him, that the Yemenis will pick him up for us.
That's what he's going to tell Qadir, but is that what's going to happen?
Well, that depends on Qadir.
No, actually, at the moment, it depends on me.
Jackson, we're not going to be harming anyone.
For God's sake, we'll be throwing 3 innocent women into a snake pit somewhere. What is this?
Nothing's going to happen to them if Qadir tells us what he knows.
Well, he may not know anything, Carl, and even if he does, he may not believe that we would do this. It's barbaric.
You have an alternate suggestion?
What is he doing here?
He's looking for your friends. You know, the ones still out there attacking women and children while you rest comfortably in here.
It's possible you know nothing about the others. That your organization is compartmentalized and you have strict internal security. That's how I would do it.
It doesn't matter. I wouldn't tell you anyway.
Or maybe you people aren't so careful and you do know each other. Get together every once in a while for drinks at a topless bar, comparing notes on whom you're killing. You have a mother, Mr. Qadir, Adara, and 2 sisters, Kala and Barika. We're looking for them now, and when we find them, we're going to have to turn them over to one of the Middle Eastern intelligence services that we cooperate with. Where your mother and sisters will be, well, I'm not really sure what'll happen to them because they'll be out of our hands.
That would be for nothing. I don't know about the others. We are alone. We are all alone.
Well, if that's true, it's a shame. Because I have to assume you're lying.
It's the truth. I can't help you.
Well, just think things over. When you're ready to talk, I'm at the CIA. It's in the book.
What are you doing here?
Beautiful garden.
The pictures again.
Different picture. Picture of a terrorist. You know him? He's in prison. He's one of the men who attacked the soldiers' wives.
I'm sorry for those women.
He's not. He won't give us the names of the other terrorists. So we're gonna torture him. You know we torture our prisoners because you read it in the Washington Post.
You admit it?
No. I promise it. Unless you give us what we need
I don't know the names of terrorists.
It's because you're on the other end of the chain from him. You see, you gave someone the addresses of American soldiers, and he gave them to someone who passed them along until they reached him. Tell me who you gave them to.
This is nonsense. I'm calling the police.
I can show you proof. Communications intercepts. Copies of the list. Statements by this man.
I don't believe it.
Yes, you do.
Adalia Montez identified the so-called journalist that she slipped some of her husband's files to. He was a Moroccan immigrant who became a Spanish citizen and actually did write occasionally for a newspaper in Granada. We ran a thorough audit of his telephone, financial, and travel records. He communicated extensively with a mid-level terrorist in Sudan who sent money on a regular basis to 2 Arabs in Kentucky. Kadir, who's been in custody since last week.
FBI, you son of a bitch! Drop it! Drop it!
And one who was apprehended by the FBI this morning. Montez resigned as Deputy Minister of Defense. He and his wife are in seclusion.
As soon as she's feeling frisky again, she'll be back in the newspapers, denouncing America, denouncing the CIA.
She told you what you needed to know?
Only because she really believed I would kill her, and that we'd torture Kadir.
And his mother and sisters.
What?
Nothing. I was just... nothing.